think I was working as a nurse on 11 to 7 shift. And one of my brothers came to my job and said he had just heard on the radio that something had happened and both of our brothers were involved. One was in jail and one was at the hospital. When I saw Mumia in the room, I really didn't know who he was. The police beat him up. His face was all swollen, lips was busted. That's why I couldn't recognize him. He was just so distorted.
The crime scene investigation, well, I don't know if there even really was one.
In the officer's hands. If this photograph was presented in court, they would have dismissed that evidence instantly as contaminated. There's no way that you're going to get a good fingerprint or anything off of a firearm that's been handled for upwards of an hour by somebody else.
It's clear evidence that the police changed things around to paint a picture that they wanted to convey to the jury.
I didn't write any notes at that time. I made no notes. I talked to detectives at a later date and informed them of the statement.
In fact, it took more than 2 months for Officer Bell and others to come forward and say that they had heard a confession from Abu Jamal.
I was standing on the corner of 12th and Locust, just chit-chatting, girl talk, and then we heard gunshots, like, pop. And I looked across the street to my left ankle, and I seen this white person falling. And I kept looking, and I seen these 2 black individuals running away from him. I started to walk towards, but I came back and just got out the area. And regardless of what anybody says, I know what I saw.
4 eyewitnesses there told police that they saw 1 or more black men run from the scene. Those who told police that they saw someone running away were intimidated out of their statements. That's why I called it the framing of Mumia Abu Jamal. I mean, they know there's another person at the scene. They know it's Kenneth Freeman, and yet they act as though there's only 3. They do this deception to hang this crime on Mumia. A couple of years go by, Freeman's body is found bound and gagged, nude, in a parking lot in Philadelphia with a needle sticking in him, dead.
When I think of what he could do as a teacher or as a broadcaster in the general society, this country is missing so much to have him incarcerated when he could be the best teacher in the world.
This guy has been on death row for 25 years. His children, who were babies, are now adults and now have their own children, and he has never been able to touch them, kiss them, hug them, hold them in 25 years.
And it hurts. It hurts constantly that we can't touch him. We can't cry with him. We can't laugh with him. It hurts. He being innocent and locked up all of this time, deprived of his life, his livelihood. For our family, we've like been on hold, waiting for Mumia to come home. We expect Mumia to come home.